Good morning, friends. I'm back. How's everybody doing? I missed you so much. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited to be back. We're starting off with Reginald hanging out in the trees back there. Good morning, Keisha B, Conclopster, Death and Puma Conrad. Oh my god, everybody's here. We're missing some people. Oh, yay. I don't know how I have the energy today, but oh my goodness. I'm just so excited to be back. I know my vacation was set to be like Wednesday or something. End on Wednesday, so I'd be back on Thursday, but I miss this. I miss this too much. This is just, I just like doing this. No necromancer. No necromancer. Hold on, we'll send him and Neff a message. There's one for Neff. Or necromancer on my list. Necromancer, he's awake. His icon is green. No, there is necromancer. Hello, hi. Hello. You want to see something awesome? Look at this. Look at those two, Faye. And the third one, I didn't design his costume, but he looks pretty good. The blue one I did not design, but you guys probably recognize the other two. Is Deltrius' blue shirt sticking out from underneath. He needs to tuck that in. But that is one of the official Mythodea pictures. And oh my god, they look so good! There are no pictures of me apparently at the moment. Presently, pictures are still being released, and to get access to the pictures, Necrocon has begun. Thank you, Necromancer.
Necromancer Dark is hosting a guest. Welcome Death_Sand to the island.
Thank you, as usual, for the gifted subs, Necromancer. Also, my thighs are like knotted
is
steel.
Hosting a guest. Welcome Conclopster to the island.
Conclopster. Apparently the photographers were kind of following Arias around. Uthwig, good morning! Necromancer, oh my god.
Necromancer Dark is hosting a guest. Welcome Puma Conrad to the island.
I think my parents might be watching today, so hello to Mummy and Papa if you're watching. And yes, I call my mother a mummy. M-A-M-I. That is how you say it. Apparently it's a European kind of thing. I've never heard anyone else say it before, but that's just, it's just how we do it in my house. And if the Queen could call her mother Mummy, M-U-M-M-Y, even when her mother was like in her frickin' 90s, I'm allowed to call my mom Mummy. The Queen's allowed to do it, so am I. But how's everybody doing? How was your week? I missed you guys, or 2 weeks actually, because I had to take off the week before Conquest to get shit done. It turns out that I did not indeed have enough fabric for my pants, so I had to make emergency pants, and they turned out all right. Are we allowed to do it too? Yes. I've adopted Atros as my child. Ace. Ace in Use, I think, is their username here on Twitch. I have kind of adopted them. He had a fever. He got a fever. He showed up. He's kind of a little bit crusty after his flight. And then he got a fever. Conquest. His first Conquest. I feel so bad for him. I was like... I stuck him into bed at night. And I bought him some cheese noodles, which apparently he doesn't like. So the cheese noodles kind of got wasted. But I tried. Gold star. Necromancer just dropping gift subs as usual. This is what he does. Apparently, like, Twitch is, like, you know, I was like, gift a random sub. And it likes to favor bots because bots don't watch advertisements, and they don't get money from. They don't have to give the streamer money from the advertisements if it's a bot watching the advertisement. So, yeah, but they still like tick down things. But also like they would rather the people watch the advertisements. It's really weird. Seraphina, con mom. Thank you. I hope your trip home went well. Thank you so much for taking Etros and I to Nienberg on Sunday. The buses.
Necromancer Dark is hosting a guest.
Thank you,
Welcome
Necromancer.
Seraphina_von_Miss to the island.
Thank you, Necromancer. Seraphina and Aline, and Aline's sister Falcon saved us from having to pay a lot for a cab to get from Brooklo to Nienberg on Sunday. Because apparently the buses don't work on Sunday in Germany, but the trains do. I never redeemed the street. There are a lot of people who really loved Arias's costume, and so she was telling everybody that. Thank you. And she's telling everybody that I designed her costume, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, your costume's so pretty!" And then she's like, "Oh yeah, no, Nameless designed it," and so people are interested, and yeah. I'm so excited. I did have some bouts of depression. I may have forgotten to take my pills one day, but I'm not certain because so much was happening. I know for sure I didn't get to take one set of my pills until really late at night, and I was having some depressions times at Conquest, so that was a bit difficult. But I got over it, and yeah. We had some good scenes. Adrian sold his soul to the undead flesh, and then I had to use my wax seals that I decided last minute to throw into my bag. I was like, you know what? I want to give some of these away to these people because I'm not using them. So I gave a bunch to the Crimson Commander, and in hopes that he would give them to his people to use as protection sigils. And Aline got one, and Arias got one, and Del stuck it to his shirt because they had like sticky backies on them. So he got one with a bee on it, and it was perfect for him. So yeah. It was a lot of fun, and my thighs are like not in steel. I have to go get a drink. Oh. Okay, that's the first hydrate. I got talking too much. Is Hardy not working again? Havarti? Yeah, Havarti seems to still be asleep. I'm gonna go quick grab a glass of water because I drank so much water there. And I think I sweat it all out. But I already finished my drink because I ate breakfast. Tesla, did you eat your breakfast? I bet you haven't eaten your breakfast. He never does. I'll be back just a second. I have so much energy, but oh my god, my legs, they don't work. Ah!
Necromancer Dark is hosting a guest. Welcome Neficus to the island.
Necrocon continues. Hello, kittens. where my fancy bottle is. But, I found a mason jar on the counter. This is my drinking vessel for today. A mason jar. I got a strawberry flavored drink mix. We're just gonna make this on the fly here. Yeah, I've already. He's being a grifter. He just wants some star shells. That's how he gets paid, you know. Is everyone taking meds? Yes, I took my meds. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, hello everybody. How did my trip home go? It actually went very well. I did not have a cursed trip. I think Etros is a good luck charm. Other than the slight cough that I have. I was initially settled in the middle seat for my international flight. And, they saw me sitting there squished in the middle, my big ass stuck in the middle of the middle row. And they're like, hey, after we get to cruising altitude, would you like us to move you to an aisle seat? And I was like, oh yes, fuck, please. And the guy they moved me next to happened to be allergic to carrots, so he gave me his carrot salad, which was very good, because I had like a sore on the roof of my mouth, and the vinegar in the carrot salad was like eating fire, acid fire, and it was great because it killed whatever it was that was causing the small infection on the roof of my mouth. I may have stabbed the roof of my mouth with something during the last day. Like, I was eating a rice cake while helping tear down all the decorations for camp. So I was at least able to help out with tear down this year while Etros was packing, because I woke up first thing, packed. I had already packed mostly the night before I went to bed, and so I was able to help out with tearing down the camp, at least a majority of the decorations. And I was also able to help set up because we arrived so early in the morning. And yeah, I had an absolutely fantastic time. There is technically one picture of me. It's not an official picture, but we should go find it. Hold on. Somewhere in the Dendronia pictures. Somebody took extra photos. Oh, I have to show you Bushi. She was great too. There's this girl, and she was playing a fey sheep. And this was her. And she was the most wonderful sweet bean ever. She would talk like this the whole time, and it was amazing. I couldn't remember her character name, as usual, so I just gave her a nickname, and now she's Boo Sheep, because she said she was a business sheep. Yes, I have 3 hydrates. God, you guys are going to drown me already. Strawberry, good, especially when you don't make it too weak. And Dendronia has a problem. We like smut a little too much. I will have to post pictures on the Discord later, but I got more smut cards. There's this new kid who showed up. His smut collection of Frivolita cards is now twice the size of mine. It's only his first year. He's figured out how to get the Frivolita pin and get on a Frivolita card. Which is, I have decided, if Nameless achieves, will be what breaks his curse. His first curse, his namelessness curse. So, but he'll probably continue to be called Nameless as his name, because he's sort of grown attached to it. Ace! Here is Etros, my adopted child. I hope you're feeling better, Ace. Posture check. Everybody on shrimp thine spines. You have your neck a little stretch. Especially after an 8.5-hour international flight. And then, like, a 2-hour bus ride to get home. You're still coughing. I've got a little bit of a cough. I don't know if I, like, caught the full force of what you got. I don't know if I've had a fever yet. I may have had a fever at the camp, and I didn't notice because I was just too busy. That's probably when I slept on the floor of the tea house the other day. Yes, we're looking at bush sheep. The business sheep. Right, I was looking for the one picture with me in it. Now, once again, I'm a little blob in the background. Hold on, where is it? People were taking pictures of camp. There are technically two. And if you really want to get technical, there's three. But I'm right there in the middle. There's me. I didn't get a shot of the makeup that Ivy did for me. So the girl in the white shirt next to me, above the green hat, she did some makeup for me. And she did such a fantastic job. Like, it looked so amazing. And I wish that that I had been able to get a photo of it. But nobody had their phones out, and mine was in my tent, and my tent was on literally the other side of the camp. And so it was just inconvenient to get to. Etros and we showed up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and our tent didn't get set up till like 9 o'clock at night because they had forgotten to set up our tent. The Cotton Tent Company came, set up everybody else's tent except ours. They forgot it. And I had a moment where, like, everything, like all the travel and the tiredness and everything working up to Conquest had just gotten to me, and I was like just trying really hard not to be upset and not cry. It was that was a moment because like we had been waiting all day, and we're like, oh, when's the tent gonna get set up? And like I was giving them some of the maple candies because they're working really hard and it was kind of hot, so I was like making sure they got water and little bits of energy to keep going because they had just come from Drakenfest and were like, it took them longer to tear down than they had anticipated, so they showed up late and they were setting up late. I feel really bad for those guys. And like then it rained. It rained really hard for about 10 minutes, and then they set up our tent, so the ground under our tent was then wet. And that was reflected the whole week. It made our tent a little bit extra cold. So that's probably why Ace was freezing. I had brought a thermal reflector to put to put on my cot. And as Etros likes to put it, it sounds like somebody very quietly trying to open a bag of Doritos. So like I have a little package here. So it was like, every time you shift it. Eventually, I just took it off my bed, and then Etros got his fever, and he was shivering because he didn't. You have learned. He didn't pack a sleeping bag or rent one. He's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be beautiful during the day. He forgot that night gets cold, apparently. Even in the summer. So I had the extra fleece blanket that I got from my rentals last year because the tent hotel, they just they throw everything away that gets left behind when you rent stuff from them, except for the tent and the cot. But like the sleeping bag and the pillow and the fleece blanket and stuff, they get thrown away because it costs too much to get them cleaned and donate them, or get them cleaned, store them, and use them again next year. And there's all sorts of like regulations in Germany around that stuff, so they just throw them out and get new ones. So I took them home, right? So I brought one of those with me this year, and luckily Atros was able to put that on his cot and sleep on top of it, and so that it was a little bit warmer. And then I gave him the burrito wrapper chip bag thing and put that on top of him, to keep his body heat in, and I think that helped. Did it help Petros? I don't know if it actually helped you, but the night I wasn't feeling well, I did the same thing. I pulled the chip bag over top of me, the sandwich wrapper. It was funny as hell, because it's just so damn noisy. And there's the second of 3 hydrates. It stopped you from shivering. That's all that matters. It means you weren't freezing. So that's good. That's good. At least it was of use. If you put it over top of yourself, it wasn't quite as noisy as it was laying on top of it. So I need to find something else that's a better reflector that's quiet. Because the other one, it just sounds like one of those crinkle cat toys, you know? The cat's just going ham on it. Hold on, I gotta let this loud. Oh, my thighs. I should have had Gregorius massage my thighs. Sorry, Tesla, you took too long. Buddy, I'll feed you again later. Now is not the time, hi kittens. So, if you're wondering about Gregorius massaging my thighs, oh fuck, you just don't want to move. Gregorius is a guy who does massages at the game. He's a Dutchman. He does massages at the game as just the thing that his character does. It's how he earns his copper. And so he's a masseur, and he gets hired by our camp. Or maybe one day, Puma. Or you could go to a nearby LARP. I think Necromancer went to one in Texas. What wasn't the one you went to, Necromancer, wasn't it in Texas? Oh, hello, tracking. Hello. Oh, it begins. But yes, he makes his copper at Conquest by being a masseur. Oh, California? Ah, yes. There's a few in Texas. Sorry, rubbing my eye. Yeah, so Gregorius is a masseur. I made friends with him last year, and he was the one who was like, what the hell is wrong with your shoulder? You sit aside and I'll do you again after I do everybody else. So this year I wasn't quite so tense in the in the neck and shoulder department, and he was like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it because it will really help. So apparently the little bit of extra exercise that I've been getting and this drawing and streaming for a living has been helping my neck and shoulder, even though initially that's what had caused the pain that I was experiencing before earlier this year. I guess my muscles caught up with it, but I'm getting a weird tingling in my neck, so I gotta get that looked at some point. But this time I was telling him how, like, after I got back from Conquest last year, there's at one point I was like, I went to kneel down in the train station and going to visit my parents. It was either for Christmas or Thanksgiving or something, and I went to kneel down on the train station, and suddenly, like, there's a searing pain through my calves, or like my shins rather. The shins are the front, the calves are the back, and I haven't been able to kneel since then. I feel extreme pain even when I like graze my leg against something. And so he's like, okay, well, I'll give your calves a massage and take a look and see what's going on. And eventually it was like, okay, well, I need you to lay down on your stomach. So we went into the tea house, and because Ren had brought a lot of like rugs for the tea house, there was a good spot to lay down there. So I laid down on my stomach there, and like the noises that man got out of me, you would think something saucy was happening in that tent. Yeah, you would think something rough and saucy was happening in there. Hot and heavy and hard. But no, he was just massaging my calves. But that man got noises out of me I didn't even know what I could make. So I could actually like touch the fronts of my shins now and not want to cry from the pain. I don't know what that man does, but it's magical. And now I wish I had him take a look at my thighs, because now my thighs are so tense that I can't fully bend my knees. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with let's go to my stream elements, see if I can fix them. It's streamer scuff. It's normal. It's normal. You guys are used to it. Anyways, this is a big crowd of people. As a matter of fact, you see the back of Serafina here. Right there. There's the back of Serafina. She had amazing hair and amazing makeup this year. Like, damn, she looked like such a badass. Everybody looked amazing. Not gonna lie, everybody looked great. Even the kid who was like, you know, hardcore for the free Lolita cards. He was just wearing like regular shorts and shoes with like Nike socks. And he had like the only part of his costume was like an Oni mask. Other than that, he was like wearing like a regular cotton kind of like looking dress shirt. It was kind of weird. I was like, what is his outfit, man? Yeah, Atros's gloves were so hot that eventually he couldn't wear them anymore. And it wasn't even hot this event. It was actually kind of cold at points. When the wind was going and the shade you were in the shade, it got cold. It was like 18 degrees, and at night, I'm pretty sure I woke up on like Friday morning, and I think there was a little bit of frost tinging the grass. It was so cold. So, I think we got down to the same kind of temperatures we did last year, where it just got really, really cold at night. And the humidity was really high too, so it made it feel extra cold. Alright, what was I doing? Havarti. Right, we're trying to fix Havarti. Let's go to our dashboard. Streaming tools, overlays. Yes, TTS. Anything? Oh, Vardy, what is wrong with you? Let's try it again. Havarti. Well, I think Havarti's still on vacation. We'll ask Sai to take a look at him later. Thanks for the hydrate. See, Atros could have used the hydrate redeem the other day. I made a new friend. His name is Art. And we had to paint daggers for him using... Yeah, Havarti's got jet lag, probably. We had to paint daggers for him, so we got to keep the dagger that we painted, which is really neat. Just throw a can of Demonade at his head. Anyway, so one of the Fae tried to steal from him. It was a pre-made quest. Just tried to steal a dagger from him. So you got it right, dagger, dagger, dagger. And she got caught, and he said some Fae racist things, and she got upset, and then she went and told the other Fae, who also got upset, and then the Fae paid Etros to go poison him with a little humiliation poison. But I tried to intervene and make my own shenanigans and get them in a bit of trouble, because you don't mess with Nameless's friends. And since Arias doesn't have a shell, she is not friend Arias. Etros is friend Etros because he has a shell. Art is friend Art because he has a shell. But Arias is not friend Arias. Arias is just Arias. Or smaller one. So there were some background quests that you could do. Back alley quests that Ark was running the back alley, and it's sort of like the seedy underbelly of Conquest. There's a thieving mechanic where you can have bright red bags about the color of KGB's name, and you can lightly attach those to your belt so that people can just tug them off gently, and they can be filled with whatever you want, little trinkets and whatnot. It makes the game more fun. I have never tried to steal in the game. Apparently, I can't play an unscrupulous character, even in fantasy. So, I've never tried to. I want to, and every time I look at one and I go, that would be easy to just pickpocket off the person. I can't do it. I can't do it. Even as Nameless in Nameless's form, where he's like, he's always poor and in need of money desperately for free Olita cards, he just can't do it. He won't do it. So I can't even do it in a fantasy world. God, I want to, but I can't. Yeah, but I'm usually alone at Conquest. This is one of my problems too, is I would probably have a bit more fun if I hung out with people a bit more, but I'm usually like running off doing things. Anyways, Atros apparently waited for this guy to take a sip of his drink for like half an hour. But Atros, you would make a great assassin character because the patience you put into that. I went and warned Art, because I'm like, friend Art, watch out. I heard the Fae are really mad at you for things you said about them. And they're coming for you. They're sending someone. So keep an eye on your drink. I recommend that you're careful about it. And that was all I gave him. And like, I'd seen Atros in the slushy line in the distance, and I was like, oh, they're close, man. Be careful, kind of deal. And I was hoping they would get caught and cause more trouble. But after, like, Arias came, and she's like, oh, we need to spike somebody in the Tross, because they're really mean to Faye, and they said Faye racist things, and I was reading the note from someone else to Arias, and it's like, oh, this person sounds like a terrible person, and I keep reading, and I'm like, oh, I hope it's not someone Art is friends with, and I keep reading, and it's like, his name is Art, apparently, and I was like, no! I can't participate! So I couldn't get paid any copper! It was an opportunity! And I was like, God damn it, the one chance I had to earn some coins! My character is always poor. Like, I could go and get a bunch of copper coins from wherever, right? I could bring as much coin as I want to the world. I don't have to have any justification for it, but I think it's more fun to earn it within the boundaries of Conquest. So that's part of the way I have fun. And so Nameless is like, he got accosted on the bridge by these people, and they're like, 1 copper to cross the bridge. Nameless is like, but this one has nothing. And he's like, well, then you can use nothing. And he gestures to the ditch beside the bridge, and like, my knee is killing me. And I'm like, This one does not pay tolls to humans. And just breezes past the guy, and he makes the Pikachu face. He's just like... And meanwhile, earlier, Nameless had met Grem. And Grem was one of the mods in Skilltree. He stepped down like a year ago or something to take a break. And he showed up at game this year. I didn't get to play with him, but the brief interaction Nameless had with him, Grem was like, oh, to my friends, I'm Grem. To my enemies, I'm Fox. And Nameless was like, well, that's kind of weird, because, like, that's Lord Fox's name. And it took him a second, mainly me because I'm dumb, to realize that that was Grem trying to get Lord Fox into more trouble. And Nameless doesn't like that because Lord Fox and Lady Crow took him in. Or, as everybody else is calling them now, Lady Fox and Lord Crow, which is what Nameless kept calling them in the beginning, and now everybody's doing it on purpose. And I don't know whether that was just like something tee-hee funny people started doing, or whether they heard Nameless do it once and kept doing it. But I think it was more the tee-hee funny. So, to get Grem in trouble, Nameless called over his shoulders. He's leaving. He's like, you have a problem with it? Talk to Grem. So I'm just like, oh, you're gonna drag Lord Fox? I'm going to drag you. There was the usual tasty nom-noms, and I was able to get another stamp for my Barbarian Speise card, which is a turkey kebab with bread wrapped around it, and it's just cooked like that. It's got spices on it, like barbecue spice. It's so good. It's the meat stick. Otherwise, like, it was just the same stuff as last year, but like the Tross had expanded a little bit, and so they had like a little bit of extra Tross just outside of the Tross in the same field that we were in, and the Tross is the town, by the way. And it was nice. They had a little waffle place that was an extension of the Blue Pearl, which is on the far side of the Tross, but they had one closer that sold waffles, coffee, and blueberry slushies from the local blueberry farm. That's why it's called the Blue Pearl. Yeah, the waffles were good. They were just like straight up waffles with fresh blueberries on it. No, well, I could have put maple syrup on the waffles, but the waffles were so good, you didn't want to put anything on them. They had like a light dusting of powdered sugar, but it was like just a dash of it. They were just that good. And the blueberries were fresh and in season from the local farm. So, like, there was no need to put anything on them. They were so good. So I had those for 2 days for breakfast because I just didn't want to waste time cooking. I definitely want to pick up like a little sterno can for next year. Yeah, a little sterno can for my stove next year because like not enough air gets into the little pot that I have for the little cooking setup that you guys got me. The cot, by the way, worked amazingly well. Like, it was a bitch to set up because like you have to have like crazy hand strength to put it together. Atros really was very helpful in putting it together because I just don't have strength in my hands anymore because of my arthritis. But we managed to get it put together, and like the thing was solid as a rock. The one that Atros rented was really wobbly and like only had 3 points of contact, whereas this one had like 8 points of contact with the ground. Yeah, it'll probably get easier to put together as it wears in, but like the first time putting it together, solid. It held me for the entire event and shows no sign of damage or breaking, and I was telling that to Kit. So I'm going to recommend the same cots to Kit for the rentals. They also break down into smaller bits, so it's easier to store them. They're lighter weight and they're stronger. They might cost a bit more, but it'll be worth it in the long run because they'll have to replace it less, because Callum or Kylium, I think, he broke his just snapped. Collapsible twig stove. Oh, you going? Alright, see you later, Puma. Thanks for coming by. But yeah, God, Conquest was so good. And even while I had, like, depression moments, because, like, my med system was messed up, and I was taking them at technically different times of the day, so, it was just kind of weird. So I had a bit of a problem. It was really, really great. Yeah. When I get there, I'm like, this is home. I put on my costume and I'm like, I feel normal again. Yeah, there is a little tiny box stove that you can get that you put twigs in. That's really nice. I just wanted something that looked more medieval, which is why I went with the one that I had on my wish list. But it did work very well. Everybody at the table was well smoked. So we had a nice smoked Etros dragon. I have not eat too many waffles, but street waffles is the best. Yeah, the also the cheese noodles place expanded this year, and they sell crepes now. We didn't get smoked every morning. I only cooked for 3 mornings of the 5 that we were there. But we did get very well smoked. I smelled like a campfire the whole way back. So anyone who was sitting close to me just got these wafts of campfire. But the treasures I got some interesting treasures, mostly smut. I found a kingfisher feather on the ground, and the guy who's selling the feathers, I went to him, I'm like, I found one of your feathers on the ground. I don't have it on me right now, but I can go back and get it and find you again later if you'd like it back. And he's like, well, if you found it on the ground, it's yours now, because there's no way to know whether I sold that one or if I dropped it. So it's yours now. So I've got a pretty blue and gold feather that's really, 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 really pretty. Hopefully the cats won't eat it on me. I got this year's Smut magazine. Every year they sell a new Smut magazine, and it was all like mer themed. So there's a lot of sea themes. There's mermen, merwomen, or mermaids, I guess, and lots of like tentacles and stuff. But it's all very tasteful artwork. And so there were 800 copies this year, because it was the 8th year they were doing it. I also got a gold foil saucy print of the Black Prince, leader of the Black Dynasty. Yes, I already have thoughts about next year's outfit design. I need to really up my game so that I look at least half as decent as Arias. Because I can't be her designer and and look the way that I do. I can't continue this. So I have to try harder. Oh, what else have we got open? That's bushy. We'll go back to Arias's picture because, damn, they look so good. Ah, yes, the 3,000 LEDs per wing. There was one section of her wings that was kind of a bit broken, I think, but like, damn, she would destroy your night vision, just annihilate it. Here we go. That's what her wings look like. So there's a little section of her wings that weren't working, but considering how far they had to travel with them, and they didn't get anyone else's wings done, I think they did a really, really fantastic job. Like, god damn! So bright. It's insane. And people gave me so many shells. And I got the Crimson Sales Recruitment Center, Crimson Sales Company Recruitment Center, a curated anthology of poor decisions, a book written by Crow and others. These accounts were faithfully collected by your humble scribe, Crow, a daughter of chaos. Mitrospera 1324. So that was 1324. This year was 1325 of Mitrospera, which is the name of the world of Mythodea. And it's a whole bunch of stories about how people got to Mitrospera and how they were recruited by the Crimson Sales Company. So I will, hopefully, if they want to do it again, add Nameless's story to the collection. Hopefully there'll be another book. Shade's Eye is not even the real thing. Those wings are blinding. Yeah, in person they were brighter. She'd be walking through camp, you'd see this glow coming up behind you, and you'd turn around and you'd see her, and then she would turn her back to you and you'd be like and just melt into a puddle. You had like no night vision for 10 minutes afterwards. It was great, and I can't wait till like the rest of them also have their wings. So they have a year to finish their wings. They might get them done on time. Yeah, it was. I wonder if the photographers saw her with her night wings out, because damn. And there was also Arias. Yeah, we're just talking about your wings. Wednesday was also the fourth Fae of their group that was also there. I think it was Wednesday, right? I actually didn't get to meet her until like the very end of the event. Like the event had already ended and we were packing up and I was leaving, kind of thing. I don't even know who was in our camp. We had so many people. So I think we need to do like a more of an introduction thing next year before game starts, and like actually have a sit down and like introduce ourselves and our characters. I think that would be really helpful for everybody, because I didn't know who was in Dendronia, and we didn't have our what do you call them? Kit didn't make the medals this year like he did last year, so we didn't have the medallions this year. I brought mine, I just didn't wear it because I was afraid I'd lose it. I did lose one thing off my belt, and I didn't go to the Lost and Found to see if I could find it, but it was given to me by another camp, so maybe I'll find another one next year. They'll come by and give me another one. But yeah, I was just showing off your beautiful costume, and the first photo that you shared, that one. It's a not really like high definition photo, but it's still very pretty. How did you get official photos? Are you guys paying for the photo release, like the early release stuff? Because Mythodea's photos don't come out right away, but you can pay for it to get access early. I'm just poor. And I figure people, if they find a picture of me, they'll at least share it to the Discord. But I think there's probably maybe one, only one, and it might not even make it out because it might be terrible, because I am the least photogenic human on the planet. But I think next year I definitely want to get a photo done. There's a Claire Obscura, not Claire Obscura, Obscura, what's the photo place called, Arias? Claire Obscura is a game, but I know the photo place has Obscura in the name. And they do like old-fashioned photos, and they'll actually do like the fixing and photo development stuff there. It's really neat. I also happened to be at camp at just the right time, in the middle of Adrian's scene where he's laying on the ground going, ah! And you're like possessed by something, and we're trying to like cleanse him. Some guy comes into the camp and he's like, we're having a limited edition sale of this wine next to McConaughey's, and it's a Frivolita wine. And I was like, I heard the magic word while I'm sitting there trying to like murmur some prayer to the great dragon that I'm making up on the fucking spot to try and purify Adrian. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And so eventually I pass off the ritual to Kaleem or what the not cat man. He's a tabaxi, not a Khajiit, but a tabaxi. And he's like, I'm not a cat, and he gets very upset when people call him a cat. Meanwhile, I'm passing off the ritual. Adrian's still screaming in the background. I've got my back turned to him, and I'm talking to this dude who's got like this bottle of wine. He's like, we're selling this over at blah blah blah. And if you happen to have the Frivolita cards of these two characters, they'll sign them then and only until 1 o'clock, and we only have 100 bottles. And I'm like, well, good luck with that guy on the ground there. I'm off. So I have a signed bottle of, it's actually mead, with the pictures of the Frivolita cards as the label for these two characters. And they're signed by the characters. The male character was like, would you like me to sign it in runic or regular writing? And I was like, whichever one you prefer. And his wife was just like, well, he doesn't know, which is why he asked. I'm like, why not both? It wasn't the wine that was calling me. It was the smut wine that was calling me. There's a very important distinction here. Nameless is like, regular alcohol? Pfft. But smut alcohol? Fuck yeah, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. And because, like, I had gone to get a waffle for breakfast that morning, Gregorius happened to be walking by the gate just when I walked out, and he's like, oh, hi, do you remember me? And I didn't, because I don't have facial recognition. So we got to talking. I met up with him again, and he's like, yeah, I'll be back at camp later today to do massages. And I was like, hell yeah. And I found a silver in the grass after I finished talking to him. So I had stopped, found that silver, and that silver was then used, as I was leaving, I passed the silver off to Kareem, and Kareem used that silver to purify Adrian. And then we wrapped everything in the veil of my hat, because my hat is enchanted to have protections on the veil. And so I was able to purify the coins instead of having them thrown away after leaving them in the hat wrapped up for like an hour. But that means I had to go out in the sun without my hat for an hour, and it was quite hot and a little bit sunburned getting the wine. But on the way back from getting the wine, I was like, oh, I'm going to stop off at Art's place because it's across the street. So I'm like, I go over to see friend Art, and there's the kid in the Oni mask. I think his name's like Baron or something, or Baron. And he's painting a sword, or one of the daggers. And he's never painted anything in his life, and he's sitting there struggling. And Art is too busy to keep helping him. So I walk up, and Art's like, oh, she can help you. She definitely knows what she's doing. She did such a fantastic job yesterday. I was like, I got time. Thanks for the hydrate. KGB redeeming scene changes that don't exist. And we'll change it to a different picture on the screen. Let's go find another picture on the Discord to change it to. You guys will like probably this one. You'll find this fun. Oh, no. It's open. Create new from clipboard. This is Dorothy, our cannon. Yes, we have a cannon. Yes, it's an actual cannon. Yes, it does fire things. There you go. Scene change for you. So, I go and I spend like an hour teaching this kid how to paint. And he's a good student. He learned really well. He picked up the techniques really fast. And he created an absolutely beautiful dagger for a first time. Like, never painted anything in his goddamn life. He did such a good job. He listened. He had me film him, which you're not supposed to do at Conquest, but I was like, you know what, this is his first time painting something, and he's really excited about it, because he seems to be, now that I'm sitting there teaching him, he seems to be having a really great time. So, I got to teach someone some art while at Conquest, and Art was just so happy that I had took the time out of my day to sit there and teach this kid that he let me choose two cards from his private Frivolita collection. And I was like, fuck yeah! Because that is a big sign of trust. Because I could have, like, taken his rarest cards, even though, like, I don't really know what they are. I didn't figure out, I wasn't taught about how things were rare or not rare, based on the look of the cards until afterwards, but I still would have chosen the same ones from his collection anyways. And there was this one card that the kid really wanted called the Queen of Hearts. Apparently it's really, really, really popular, and I can see why. It's very, very tasteful and beautiful. She's gorgeous. And Art was like, you know what, because you were such a good student to Nameless, I'll let you choose one as well. And so I had picked up the Queen of Hearts, intending to be like, okay, if you get the green unicorn card, I will trade it for you. But instead, I just gave him the Queen of Hearts, and I chose a different card from the collection. Flattery will get you everywhere. Also, Nameless, absolutely it will. And so, you know, I gave him the Queen of Hearts, and the kid runs off. He's all, you know, just happy as a pig and shit, right? He is the happiest. He's probably, I don't know if that kid's been happier that a day in his life. He got a love letter, which is a little pack of cards that come in 3 or 5, and he got another Queen of Hearts in it later in the day. And he was also really excited about that. So, I taught someone how to paint, and if Art's doing that thing again next year, I might offer to teach people how to paint or do that workshop for people if I can earn some good copper doing it, or good Frivolita cards, particularly the Shadow Hats card. That would be really nice to have. Apparently, the Shadow Hats card, which you need to get the Frivolita pin, which is what I am after. What I've been after for 2 years. The Shadow Hats card is just in places around the world, and you have to find it. It's sometimes given randomly to people, or it's just placed somewhere, like on trees or on tables in the troughs, and you can just pick it up and take it. And these are very rare, and you need one of these, a gold Frivolita coin, and an invitation in order to get the pin. And I now have one of the invitations from last year. I got it from Jack of all trades, who is friend Jack, by trading him 2 of my Jack Frivolita cards, because you can have multiple different Frivolita cards that are like of a particular suit or a whole deck of just cards. So there could be 4 jacks of one particular kind of card out somewhere. And I traded 2 of my jacks for the invitation from last year. Hopefully Jack will give me the new invitation if he has one, if I can't use the one from last year next year, which is a possibility. So hopefully he will help me out there. Because I am desperate. The new land that we went to this year, the new continent, has a problem with magic, and it's like sucking the magic out of everything, trying to heal itself. And so that's what I was using as an excuse for why I was struggling with my joints, is that the magic was just trying to suck my power out of me, but it couldn't be removed from me, because that's, Demora magic is different. So I was just in a lot of pain. I guess my arthritis is an excuse to exist. So in a way, like, Nameless is progressively getting weaker because he's just kind of basically starving. Because the regular Fiorita cards are no longer giving him enough power to be able to sustain himself and stave off his needs as an incubus. And it's becoming frustrating for him. So he tends to lash out a little bit sometimes too. He gets a little bit frustrated and he gets angry. So he was going to turn in his job from Art that he was doing for Ark. So Ark sent him on a job to Art, and Nameless has been trying to turn it in for like 2 hours. I'm speaking like third person here, but like, yes, I was trying to turn it in for like 2 hours, and Ark was just never around. And then he was finally there, finally in camp. This is one of the funny interactions that I had, and Nameless is like, okay, I'll wait till you finish your conversation, and then I will turn in my job. And next thing Nameless knows is Ark is no longer there. And he goes up, looks in Deem's tent where Ark usually is, and he just gets so mad. He's like, Ark! Ark! You left again! He just shouted, just in frustration. He didn't know that Ark was like in the back alley and could hear him. So Ark comes storming out of the main tent, where the entrance to the back alley is, as Nameless is like walking away. And he sees Ark storm by, and he's like, oh, there he is. Never mind, I guess he is still here somewhere. And then he goes into Deem's tent, storms back out of Deem's tent with his pistol, and he's like storming back towards the entrance to the main tent, where Nameless is presently standing, waiting for him to come back. And he's like, oh, you're gonna shoot somebody? Can I watch? Because he's like still curious about like firearms, right? And Ark is just like, pauses for a beat, because I guess he was just so confused, and he's like, no! And it was just like, oh, why not? And he's like, because it's for you! You go shouting into my back alley, disturbing my peace, and it was like, I didn't know you were... And he's like panicking because he doesn't want to get shot. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were still there. I was just frustrated because you were gone. I need to speak to you. So I didn't end up getting shot. But it was funny as hell. You're not allowed to shed blood in camp anyway, so Ark would have been breaking the rules if he had shot me, so... I could have gotten him in trouble if he had. But yeah, that was probably the funniest interaction I had. I didn't get to go to the corn maze, which is a bit sad, because I frickin' love mazes, and it was so far away, and I was so caught up in so many things in Tross and around camp that I just never got out there. Which is a bit sad. I kind of hope there's another maze next year. But I love mazes, and I haven't been in a corn maze in like 15 years. And usually those corn mazes are for kids, so they're not like complicated mazes. But eventually, like, our information gatherers are so good that we had a map of the mushroom corn maze. It was called the mushroom maze, but it was a corn maze. We had a map of the mushroom maze that was so accurate, it was measured down to the paces it took to walk through it. Not even the Orga had that kind of map. They just had, like, a basic drawing, right? But we had one measured down to the paces it took to walk through it. And I think our information gatherers are amazing. It's like, I wish I could have been there to be part of that. The maze, yes. Neff is smarter than me. So, it was amazing. It was, again, not quite as healing as last year, but nothing ever will be. But it was still absolutely a wonderful time, even despite the moments of downer that I had because of my own stupid brain chemistry. Is the maze amazing? The maze is amazing. So, Conquest was an absolutely fantastic time. As usual. And on the bus back home, just before I got off the bus, I started talking to the guy who was sitting next to me. And I was explaining what I'd gone to Germany for. And then I was telling him about, like, he's like, how did you meet so many of these people internationally that, like, you go on a trip to Germany just to see these people? And I was like, oh, yeah, I met them through a YouTube channel because our camp is run by a couple of YouTubers. So I directed him to Skilltree, and he went immediately on his phone and brought up Skilltree on his YouTube app. And he started following them. And I'm like, well, if you get to the Discord and you're interested in the kind of things that go on there, like, I'm nameless on the Discord. My other name is just way too complicated to spell. So I am nameless. So maybe I found us another skill monkey that will possibly make it to Conquest someday. Just randomly on the train. Or not the train, but the bus home. And it was neat. So, that was my trip. It was not cursed like last year. As a matter of fact, Etros and I found, like, the straight fastest way from Hanover Airport to Brooklow. Ross! Hello, Ross. How you doing? Welcome back. Thanks for subscribing.
Ross Riders has been here for months.
4 months already. Wow. The 2 weeks that I had off they were so busy, but I missed this. I missed this so much. Currently exhausted? Me too. My thighs could, like, you could bend steel around my thighs right now. They are so tense. I need the Masseur Gregorius. His magic hands. Because I can't bend my knees. I came back and Rumi hadn't changed the litter box, and I was just like, ugh. So I tried to change the litter box, and I couldn't kneel down or crouch down or sit on the stool to change the litter. And I'm like, no! I currently got laundry going, and I'm probably going to do some stretches later so I can get at the other litter box. I did manage to do one. I couldn't do the other one. It hurts so much. Yesterday was his birthday. Well, I mean, I guess, happy birthmas to him. I am exhausted, but excited. I'm wired. I'm glad everybody's still here. I missed you guys. Do you like her canon? Her name is Dorothy. My friend Wacky is the owner of Dorothy. I found out after the event that Wacky was promoted to captain. So, he got a promotion at work. He works on river ships, so he got promoted to captain. recently, apparently. And so congratulations, Wacky. Congratulations on your promotion. That's really great for him. But he said he might not be able to make it next year. Deem, too. Deem said he might not be able to make it next year as well. And I'm very sad about that because Deem is a precious bird, man. Let's see if are there any pictures of Deem anywhere yet. We got a picture of Reshirak. So Reshirak is the dragon guy in the middle. Aline is to his right here. So this is Aline, this is Reshirak. I don't know this guy's name yet. Can't remember his name, and this is Wacky. So now you get to see Wacky. So he's the cannon owner. And he's a good friend. Reshirak is our general. He leads our army. Our army of rabble. Everybody else, all the other camps have like these armies, and they have like these great perfect marching lines, and they're singing songs and playing music as they're marching up to the battlefield. And our guys, they just sort of like wander in a mass down the street. And I'm like, this is very Dendronian to us. I said slay the dragon, not lay the dragon. Yeah, Etros is a dragon too. Just different kind of dragon. Nameless found him floundering around in the ocean like a jellyfish, and picked him up, and that's how on while we were riding Wacky's ship back to Mythodea, and that's how Etros got to Conquest. And yes, Ross has not seen Arias's costume yet, the one that I designed. She's the small one in the middle, and the tall one I also designed. And it looked so good in person. I'm so excited. So there's a few Dragonborns hanging around Conquest. There was apparently a team of Dragon Slayers somewhere too, and Demon Slayers, which not good for me, being descendant of demons. But nothing really came of it. Just before game started, the Crimson Commander, friend Jonathan, he saw me with my horns on, so I guess he finally recognized me. He's like, "You," and he walks up. He's like, "You, especially you," and he's like pointing at me. He's like, "Someone came up to me. They said, 'How much for her?'" And he's like, "Her?" You assume their gender. And they're like, "How much for it?" And they wanted a price for you. To have your head. And apparently they couldn't afford the price that friend Jonathan had asked. Whatever that price was, friend Jonathan made it so high that they could not afford it. I don't know who I made angry or how, but somebody wants my head. And nothing came of it, and I was a little bit disappointed by that, because I was like watching over my shoulder for the whole event. So no head, no head, no QB head for them, I guess. Yeah, Arias did such a fantastic job on their costumes. Show Deem. Yes, I gotta find a picture of Deem, though. Finding a picture of Deem presently is still a little bit difficult. Let's see. Here's another picture of Reshirak on the battlefield in his armor. Your head for $5. I'm sorry, but my head is worth a hell of a lot more than that. A pure incubus? Like, come on, man. You gotta pay a lot more for that kind of skill. To think my parents might be watching. But yes, Reshirak, he looks amazing. He's a great guy. He's probably roasting to death in there. Poor Deem, every time I talk to him, he's like, I am dying. Oh, there's some videos too already uploaded. I can't upload anything, or can't like show any of those, but oh yeah, Bale got into some difficulty. Hold on, there's an order of operations to this set of pictures. So this is Bale. He works for Bergschneider. And he's Bergschneider's contact to Skilltree, and he's sort of like the reason why we have all the good things we do with Skilltree. All the Dragon King were roasting. Yeah, they were. I did try to warn you. I warned you. Bale, 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 Bale. Yeah, Bale has his own theme song now, other than Bale on a bike. There's also Bale to the tune of Tetris, because Atros and I were very, very tired the night we met and shared the hotel room, and he said something about Hamilton, but I've never seen Hamilton or heard any songs from Hamilton, and then I was just like, I've got the Tetris song stuck in my head, and we were just like, and then it just became Bale's name. I'm a child. I'm a 40-year-old child with a 20-something adopted child. You have Pick a Fey arc. You should send me Pick a Fey arc. But yes, there's an order of operations here too. Bale getting into more trouble than he anticipated. So this is the story of Bale in 3 images. And we had some dragon bones on the field too. They were amazing. This is just the skull. The skull is like the size of 5 people. There were a bunch of people standing around the dragon skull just like chatting, and Namus was like, this is so sad to have its bones like just out laying there. So he walks up and he goes and like pays respects to the dragon bones instead. Everybody meanwhile is like trying to fight over the dragon bones, but Nameless is just like, I'm gonna pay respects to the dead instead, and he just walks up, bows to it, and everyone's like looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? These photos are official photos from the realms of Mythodea. So there are photographers running around the event. They are wearing costumes to some degree. They're called the pink bands. Some people call them ghosts. So if you see them, you see the pink band and you see someone carrying a big camera, you pretend they don't exist. They're a ghost. And they run around and they take promotional photographs of the event during the event. And that's how you get these really beautiful photographs. Like, they are so good at what they do. I cannot express how good their photography is. Like, damn. I don't want to show too many people's, like, faces, because I don't know who wants to be seen and who doesn't, even though these are actual official photos from Mythodea that are available on the web. I just don't want to show too many of them, like, at the moment. This is, I think, one of the bits and people from, like, Taiwan and Hong Kong show up. I think this is one of them. And, like, God, their costumes are so good. They're so good. Like, damn! And they're such nice people. The one in the pretty dress, like the gothic Lolita, like, black dress with the black veil, that was actually a guy, and he was so cute and beautiful, and I was just like, oh. Tell them about Scar. I don't think I could tell Scar's story. Poor Scar is Quirky from the Discord. He is now the head steward, and he's like keeping track of the schedules of Lord and Lady Fox and our diplomats and stuff. I might become a steward next year just to, you know, be useful. There's a lot of things I want to do next year. I can't tell them about Faye Arcarius. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was asleep. I was being sad because I hadn't taken my meds. Hydrate! A posture check. And unshrimp thine spines, everybody. It's stretch. I haven't done that in a little while. You'll send me the voice message you sent to Carmen. And you don't mind me playing it on stream? There's your bright wings. There's Busheep. Ross missed the part about Busheep, where she's a Fae sheep, and she talked like this for the whole event. I loved her. It was so great. She's in the camp, like, kitty corner to us in the intersection. It was great. So she was always at our camp. Scar, on the other hand, he's our head steward, and he was going to a diplomat meeting with Lord Fox, Deem, and Ark, who is our Master of Thorns, our background, you know, conniving, stealing, assassination dude. Yes, she asked the Black Prince on a date, too. But that was for someone else. And, prior to them going to this diplomatic meeting, we had gotten some supplies from the north, and the supplies were tainted. And in order to get revenge for these tainted supplies that they gave us, we went and poisoned their supplies as an act of bad karma. Bad karma had befallen them for their tainting of other supplies, or selling tainted supplies, which apparently they didn't know the supplies were tainted either. They apparently got them from, like, the Wayfarers or something, and we don't even know if the Wayfarers knew that they were tainted. So they had sent this letter like half an hour before this meeting. It was supposed to show up like a while before. And okay, we won't play it then. And so they had brought the letter to the mercenaries, I think it was, or not the mercenaries, the North, and just as the guards were changing, and the guards didn't want to do it, who were changing out. So they're like, well, we'll give it to the other guys. And apparently this letter did not show up for half an hour, and everybody's sitting down for this diplomatic meeting just as this letter hits the desk right in front of them, and Ark's like, that's my letter. And Lord Fox is like, oh shit. And they're just reading this letter about, like, how their supplies were just poisoned by us, essentially, with Ark's name signed on the thing and his seal stamped on it and everything. And, like, all sorts of shit goes down. Fox doesn't know that Ark's got the antidote in his pocket right there in the room, and he's leaning back like he owns the goddamn place, like, you know, legs crossed, arms splayed out, shit-eating grin as Ark does. And Lord Fox is like, I didn't know this had happened. I let my people make their own decisions. We're generally free to do as we please in Dendronia. I take full responsibility for this. And eventually, like, Lady Crow walks in during all of this. And she's just, like, making sure that Lord Fox gets some food and water. And then she tries to walk back out, and the guys from the north are like, no, you can't leave. And she's like, no, I'm leaving. Because Quirky or Scar was like, Lady Fox, you're really late for one of your meetings. You need to go right now. Because they're like, oh shit, we need to get her out of here. and she's just like, no. And she just leaves. And they're doing the Pikachu face, kind of like the situation with me on the bridge earlier. This is Dendronia in a nutshell. We just, like, fucking do what we want, and it's... I love it. Lady Fox, Lord Crow, yeah. And she just, you know, fucks off. And eventually, like, Ark is forced to give up the antidote, and he's like, well, that was my out, so now I'm not safe. And then Dean pulls out this pitch black orb. And everyone goes, what's that? And Dim, he just goes, it's death. Not it's a remnant of death or it's an orb of death. No, it's death. And Dim is a scary looking birdman. If you don't know that he is the sweetest marshmallow birdman, he is terrifying. Like, his eyes glow in the dark and everything. His costume is just immaculate. Okay? And everyone in the room is like, oh. And eventually, like, we're tasked with, like, doing some, like, punishments. You know, Lord Fox has to do the diplomatic appeasement because people are like, oh, you're traitors to the settlers, you're enemies of the settlers. And it's just... There's so many things going on. It's better to wait till Kit and Maddie's episode come out on it, because I'm sure they will tell the story like 1,000 times better than I will. But like, even hearing the story like second, third, and fourth hand, it's still good. Because it's just Dendronia. And now I will read all of the stuff that Arias is writing. Alright, okay. This is going to start. Essentially, Ark nearly started 3 wars and tortured Arias, who was under the protection of both the Seekers of the Hunt / Wayfarers and Fox and Crow. Carmen was so pissed she brewed a potion to turn him into a fae using the remains of Arias' powdered wings from last year, because Arias had one of her wings ripped off last year. Fox and Crow gathered everyone to the bell tent where we fed him the potion in front of everyone. There was a bit of a delay before he collapsed, and we dragged him into the back to turn him into a fae. The screams were chef's kiss. Everyone betted on what was happening to him, and then I shouted, I think he's dead! There was an aww from everyone else, and someone said, nope, still twitching! And then the captain of the guard quoted that one line and said, oh, he did. See, I had gone to bed because I was like super depressed because I hadn't taken my medicine all day. And I was feeling the bads. And it was the last night and I was just so exhausted and emotionally drained that I couldn't anymore. And I feel a little bit bad that I had missed that, but at the same time, Nameless probably would have been horrified by it. Basically, the crowd went, aw, and yay, as we were calling, and no, he's dead, no, he's Alice, or alive. Alice is his girlfriend, by the way, his partner in crime, a light-fingered friend. Ark doesn't steal anything. He's just the distraction. Alice is the one who picks Emily up. And he borrowed my old wings and had pointed ears. Damn. Yeah, Nameless is just eternally confused as to what's going on. We need a scribe to write the history of Dendronia. And of course, you know, in Germany, we've got like these benches, right? These benches and tables that are used for Oktoberfest. And everyone's like, oh, don't worry. They can't break. They can't be broken. You don't have to worry about them. I've gotten thrown by those. I got thrown by those benches twice. The first time I got thrown off while sitting, sideways on the bench, and somebody got up from the other end, and I got thrown off backwards. It's the thing like seesawed upwards. The second time, I was sitting at the fire, and I was putting on my claws, and I didn't end up wearing my claws for the rest of the event because like the mood was just ruined for me, and I didn't want to deal with them because I was in so much pain. I had dropped one claw, and I bent over to pick it up, and the bench fell out from behind me, and I went to sit back down, and as I sat down, the bench was no longer there, so I went straight down on my butt onto the ground, hit the bench with my left elbow as I went by, and I'll post a picture of the bruise later, but it's, they thought I had broken my arm. But as I sat down, my collar that I was wearing at the time got caught between my jawbone and my collarbone and exploded out from around my neck. The hinges exploded. And I was like, oh shit. And like, I thought it was done. I was really upset. It was 10 minutes before game. I was now injured and in a lot of pain. And everyone was too busy to help me fix it. Everybody who had glue or thermoplastic or something on them just couldn't help me because they're like, no, game's starting. We'll look at it tomorrow. And eventually I just came up with the Ernst broke it too well. Ernst is the Archmage who broke Nameless's collar last year and freed him. And Nameless put his collar back on himself because his magic's going crazy. Because he has so much of it left over. And so the story is that Ernst broke it a little too well, so every time Nameless tries to fix the collar, it breaks again. And it just kept breaking further and further because it was already damaged. And then eventually I'm just left with this one little piece with the gem on it that I think I might just sew to my shirt. So that was my story of the benches. We broke 4 of those benches, so don't tell Dendronia that something is unbreakable, because we will break a lot of it. Okay, back to Arias. As the cherry on top, I looked him dead in the eye and said, the most innocent voice, I don't know how long it lasts. The fear from his face was absolutely amazing. Oh my god. We should have. Next time we do shit like that, we need to tell someone from the org to come and film it. Because that would be... Nothing is unbreakable. Bulletproof is not a thing. No ship is unsinkable. No Oktoberfest bench is unbreakable. You found some more photo bets? Woo! Yeah, oh my god, we destroyed 4 benches. One of them cracked in half down the middle, and 3 others had broken legs by the end of the event. And we're just like, we were just sitting on them. We weren't even doing anything. I think I have passed my Destructor curse to the rest of Dendronia, because I will break things just by existing around them. And I think my collar shattering initiated the breaking of the benches. Yes, okay, let's go take a look at them. Ah, you found a picture of Deem! Yes. We'll share a picture of Deem because Deem is best bird. This is Deem. His costume is beautiful, and his character is like soft-spoken and gentle. I think this is from last year because this year he had like wings on his arms. Because Deem used to be like a giant bird. And like this giant mystical bird, almost god thing, like he was so powerful. And he's, for some reason, he's slowly losing the humanity that he was gaining back. And he's becoming more of a Birdman again. It was posted this year. Maybe he had his wings off for that. Or maybe they're just like tucked in. I can't see them. Sorry, I do have a bit of a cough. So, but yeah, that's Dean. It looks like he's at the field hospital. So there's a hospital next to the battle, so when your character gets injured, they have to go and get some medical stuff done. Because you can't just keep fighting, right? It's about creating play for not just yourself, but others. It's not your fault. I mean, I could have picked it up from anybody. There were like 4 or more people with fevers while you were there, Etros. It's fine. I don't think it was just you. There's something going around. It's like a summer cold, but like Falcon had a fever, Toby had a fever, you had a fever, Toby's friend, I don't know his name, he had a fever too. This is quite a story. I want to say more. Brain is like 4 or 5 places regarding both Sega's and Arias' story. This has to be what it's like when I ramble stuff from the point of view of others. Yes, Ross. It's exactly like that. Also, it'd be nice to have wings for real, at least temporarily, because there'd be some obvious problems in some cases. Yeah, horns too. Like, trying to wear horns and sleeping with horns, uncomfortable. Like, fuck. Wouldn't be able to snuggle into pillows as well. Like, oh yeah, Faye Arc. He's sparkly. I'll save that picture to share. Because I don't know if Arc wants his face posted like that, so I'll wait with that one. I'll ask Arc first. Like, official photos I'm more okay with posting because they're already on the internet. So that's the story of Conquest this year. It was mayhem. I didn't even make it anywhere near the battlefield except for that one time we walked across it to go see the undead flesh, and I met Odelia, who apparently had a special limited edition Frivolita card this year that she knew I was looking for Frivolita cards desperately, and she didn't tell me that she had one for a special event that had something to do with a cursed cheese wheel. Apparently there was a cursed cheese wheel quest that I somehow did not find out about until like Carl was starting to look for the cheese wheel. I'm very confused by the cursed cheese wheel quest still. I still don't understand it. I'll have to wait till Hazriel's episode comes out because apparently she was involved with that too. I see also being a tar of some kind, one with a long tail in place of legs. It'd be like serpent fish, like, yeah. So, I was gonna see other big thing around playing a racing game. Ugh. But yeah, I have been rambling for an hour and 45 minutes about all this crazy nonsense. It was a lot of fun. I'm so tired. I am unpacked. I can't find the bag of shells that Arias gave me. I know I packed it. So I'll have to double check where I've placed things. I hope Customs didn't steal them from me. They shouldn't have, because I don't think they opened my bag at all. but like, yeah, I couldn't find it. So I found the bag that Charlotte gave me, that Aline gave me, but I couldn't find the ones that Arias gave me. And one of those was some shells that I paid for. Just like double checking around to see if I can. But like, where did they go? I had them. So I'm still cleaning everything up. people are like, here's some shells, here's more shells, and then Aline gave me smut coloring books. So now I have 2 smut coloring books, one of women and one of men. And I have smut wine, which I'm going to share with my dad on his birthday this year after I move home at the end of September. And I have to make a new costume again, but the shirt that I made turned out really well. It fit nicely. There's a couple of changes that I want to make to it, but the pattern that I made actually worked quite well. I need to make a new collar for the shirt. I made it very fast because initially I had messed up on the measurements, and had to make a second one. And I was running out of time, so I made it really, 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 really fast. And so now I better know what I'm doing. So I'm going to remake the collar for that shirt. I might remake that shirt entirely and just use the other one as a pajama. But the dye job went very beautifully. Where's the picture? So as you can see, the dye job actually came out. And that was, not this shirt. Where is it? This shirt. So I don't have a good belt yet. The belt I was using was a ring belt. New Arias pick on Scald. Link it. I will share it if you want. Please let me know if you see one of me. There might be one. At that time, I followed you guys across the battlefield to the Undead Flesh and met Odelia. So I'll have to go back to Odelia next year and see if, ooh. I'll have to go back to Odelia next year and see if she'll have any more, cards. Look at that. That is just so beautiful. I'm sad that that one little segment of your wings wasn't quite working. But, God, those turned out so great. Did you guys ever figure out what was wrong with it? Computer pin issue? You need to remake that. Oh my god, that's gonna be so expensive. Like, are you able to reuse some pieces? At least? Well, I'm sure that Dell will make it work. I am exhausted. He must have redo them anyway. Oh my god. Oh god, my thighs. My thighs have become so powerful. You know, I thought I was gonna lose a lot of weight. I didn't lose a single pound while I was gone. I think it all got converted into muscle. Muscle and knotted muscles. I'm still the same weight I was when I left. And I'm like, I don't know how my cots sustained me. But I'm gonna link those cots to Kit and see if Skill Tree will switch to those instead. Like, they're more expensive, I'm sure, than what they ordered, but Mine didn't break with me on it, so if it holds me, it will hold everybody else in camp, because I'm pretty sure I'm the heaviest. So, it was good, breaks down nice and small, so I highly recommend that cot to everybody. You can get ones with long legs, or you can get the ones with short legs. But if you get the one with long legs, it's just the one with short legs. You just don't put the legs on if you want the short legs. It's very easy. Give myself a little stretch. I can't stay still for long. I've been moving for 2 weeks. And just moving constantly. And I'm like, I gotta get up and do stuff. ADHD. This is, my body wants to move now. I'm just sitting here in my seat wiggling. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I never did fix my lamp. I don't know what's wrong with my lamp. My lanterns. My 2 lanterns, they just stopped working one day. So I don't know if it's the rechargeable battery that I got in them. So I gotta get two AAA rechargeable batteries and see if it's the battery that was defunct, because they were very old at the time, and the ones from the dollar store that they came with were shit to begin with. So. If that's the case, I think next year I will donate my actual lamp that I made with the lotus and stuff to the camp archway, so that we have a beautiful, magical lotus kind of lamp to hang from the arch. And that is the conquest story time. I'll probably be talking about it for weeks, let's be honest. But like, I needed to get back to streaming because I missed it. I needed my schedule back to normal. And I needed to get the story time out. Because like, oh God, I had so much fun. Despite the sad moments where I was depressed because my brain is a dum-dum, I still had a blast. I am well baked, both mentally and physically. I got light sunburns, and they've just turned into tan lines. And of course, like, you know me, I don't show like an inch of skin ever. So, it's just like the top part of my neck, like you see on my character where like the black is for the shirt underneath. That's where I have a tan. and my cheeks and face, ears, and my hands. Everything else is still like nerd white. It's such a stark contrast. It's hilarious. But that's what you get for spending a week in the sun when you never go into the sun otherwise. And I'm almost finished my rank. I'll have to make another one. I also can't find the file that I was working on before I left with, Necromancer's Commission in it. I can't find it. I wonder if I saved it to the desktop by accident. No, I can't find Necromancer's Commission that I was working on, and I am very annoyed by it. It's alarming that I cannot find this thing. Because it's not in my art in progress folder. Oh, never mind. I found it. That's weird. I couldn't find it earlier. Let's open that up so that we can work on it tomorrow. So we have a plan for tomorrow. Because I do want to get back into doing our regular stuff. I've got those other 2 costume commissions to finish because I have a feeling there are going to be some more coming. Uh, mostly because Arias keeps telling everybody that I designed her costume. Anyone who will listen, she keeps telling them. So I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to start using my Instagram account to start posting the costume design stuff. Free advertising, yeah. Well, I mean, you look so good. The photographers were basically following you around and then adding in that scythe. Like, holy shit. Kept hitting me in the face with it. Every time I was behind you and you turn around, it'd just be like scythe to the face. Because that's just the right height. But yeah, oh man, you looked so good. These aren't even their usual, like, super high resolution versions of their photos either. Like, normally, some of the ones from last year were, like, really high resolution. I don't know why these ones are such low resolution. Maybe it's because it's so early. Have you guys paid for the early access photos? Is that how you're getting them, or because when I went to the Scald website and I looked at the 2025 Conquest, there was nothing there. Ah, yeah, that would be why. Well, if you see one of me, please share it because I didn't get a single photo last year. And Discord? Do they? I think I'm on their Discord. I'm not sure. God, I really wish I had had Gregorius massage my thighs, too. Oh, the Dendronia Discord. Oh, okay. Yeah, you were so cute. Every time you walked around, the way your dress just swayed and bobbed, I was like, oh, she's so cute and deadly. I love it. You are such an adorable bean. Oh my god, can't even. I wish there was video of that one time. Hey, Ren, friend Ren. Everybody, this is Ren. He ran the tea house. I was talking to the guys at Wulong, and they said that your tea house needs a name, and that you should talk to the Tea Masters Guild, or the Tea Makers Guild. I think it's called the Tea Masters Guild, run by Al Kabir. Yeah, yeah, I think your tea house will be good enough to be certified by the Tea Masters Guild. And maybe along this year I will be able to actually make myself a kiln at my parents' place. That will be a goal, to make a kiln for doing some ceramics, so that I can actually make you clay teapots and not just the Sculpey ones. They'll be more robust, but in a different way, and they'll be actually made of clay and not plastic. But yeah, Lord Fox's, both of his front paws got snapped off because all my bubble wrap vanished. When I left them on the table, they were wrapped in the bubble wrap, and everybody knew that they were going to the tea house, and then my bubble wrap disappeared. So I don't know what happened there. I can definitely see the places where the tea rested on the pets, especially like on the crow's tail, which somehow is still attached. I don't know how that's still attached, but I did a really good job with the crow, apparently. But the fox was the first one I made, and it was my first time sculpting anything in like 20 years or more. So, did you have a good trip home, Ren? I just got finished telling the long story of conquests. All the shenanigans that I have heard about and that I experienced, including sleeping on the floor of your tea house that one day. You don't know if you'll be able to make it? No! That's a bit sad. The tea house was so good. It was a good place to get massages too. I wonder if they'll give us different benches next year, because we broke so many. Well, I'm glad you made it home safe. Hey, Kavach, how you doing? You missed the Conquest story. You'll have to watch the VOD, I guess. I will upload it to YouTube, of course, as usual. It was just, oh, so much talking. My thighs, they hurt so bad. Only my thighs. The rest of me is fine. Well, other than my elbow, but that's to be expected because, oh my lord, the bruise. The bruise is so bad. It's shocking that I did not break my elbow. Oh, the sigh has appeared. Meow. I'm exhausted. It's catching up with me now that I've had a chance to just, like, chill. And now I've got, like, the story off my chest. But, yeah, I think most of us, I don't know if anybody had a bad time. There's one other person who's definitely experienced similar feelings of, confusion and uselessness that I do. I suspect they probably have similar problems to me otherwise. Not going to be in the military anymore soon, and I'm going to start college in a few months, so I'll have to see if I can make it next year. Well, I hope you do. I wish you good luck with that. College is difficult in a different way than the military is. But it was very nice to have you, and your jasmine oolong was very good, despite the fact that I nearly suffocated to death on it. I was just sipping the tea normally, and suddenly, like, the whole sip basically just decided to go into my lung, and I was coughing for like a good 10 minutes. I thought I was going to have to use the E word, which, for those of you that don't know, at Conquest, when you're having an actual, like, problem, you say emergency. Okay? It is the E word. We do not use that word unless there's a problem, but I'm not sure I would have even been able to get the word out. But I literally thought I was going to drown at the tea table. For a good minute there, I was just like, air, get in, please, go through the hole, you need to get down, you need to fill the lungs, just air. It was just complete and utter panic in my mind, and I'm like, maintain composure, don't cause problems. You figure back, you realize you eat something. Yeah, food is important. You need to sustain yourself. I have some leftover stuff that I need to finish up. I shared most of my food with Etros. He also didn't bring any food. So I shared my food with Etros, and so I didn't get to eat my soup at all because I didn't have enough soup to share with Etros. So I didn't have my soup because I didn't want to eat my soup and not share it. But I shared my oatmeal. Mathis, hello baby. Oh, you're so soft and fluffy. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you when we move. Yeah, I come back and the apartment's like all packed up and there's like nothing around. Half the furniture's gone, and I'm like, oh, this is sad. I don't want to leave. I like this place, but I also don't like living in a tower. But you know what? I'll be saving money by not renting, and therefore I might be able to get some land to make a little homestead and like make honey and stuff, and have a LARP of my own, even if it's just a small little thing with friends. It never becomes something big, it's still something that I want to do. So I am seriously considering looking at that land. Hello, Mathis. Oh, you just want all the snuggles and the attention. Does I not give you enough attention when I'm away? Is that what's happening? Oh my god, you need a trim. You're putting holes in my leg. Oh my lord. Oh, you're so sharp. You're so very sharp, Mathis. And yes, I'm so glad that you're gentle because you're so very sharp. I am. Okay, his claws are on my thigh now. But yeah, I think there was one other person who was having like the same feelings of uselessness that I was. So maybe I'll sit and chat with them a little bit and see if we can come up with something together to help each other. Because we're both shy in the kind of the way that like we don't want to be a bother to anybody, and so we're afraid to ask. Because if everybody already seems like they're going in on a thing, we don't want to. We don't want to bother people, and then we feel kind of useless and like we're not doing anything, and we just end up sitting around for a little while and feeling sad and sorry for ourselves. And I did a lot of that. I did a little bit of crying. It was difficult moments, but that's because my brain is broken and chemistry stuff. It's not anyone's fault, not even my own, it's just chemistry. So, I want to find better ways to involve myself with other people next year while still achieving my Frivolita goals. Because Frivolita takes precedence for me over everything else until Nameless is on a card. But for me, that means making sure I get my fitness in. Anxiety plus introvert makes very small. Yes. Yes. It's difficult. And then missing your meds also doesn't help. So that was hard. But you know, I learned something about myself when I experienced those things too. And it makes me feel a little bit better to know that I am not the only one experiencing those feelings, because that means the feelings are... Thanks for your Prime subscription, Ren. It means those feelings are just that. They are just feelings.
Papiasco is staying at the inn.
And they're not anything of my own fault in a way that can't be fixed. That I am not actually worthless, because people tell me that I'm not worthless, even when I'm feeling that way. You know? And then I remember that, like, Aline and Arias and Dell and everybody else are all there, and they're excited to see me there. And like, I was able to make teapots for Ren, and Lord Fox had given out the sigils that I gave to Ren to give to Lord Fox, because I couldn't get a moment alone with him or Lady Crow to give them the protection sigils, and they were used by other people in other rituals to help other characters. So I'm going to bring my own, I want to make my own little wax sealing kit to make more ritual sigils, which are going to be Nameless's specialty, to make protection and anti-curse, and maybe some curses as well too. Little inconvenience curses. I want to have some stealable pouches in the future for other people to steal from me. They're definitely not worthless, only nameless. And even then, I have decided that if Nameless achieves cardness, if he's on the card, it will break his curse and his name will be revealed. I haven't decided exactly what it is yet, but Cora has offered to help me with the Tamora linguistics, so that I can figure out how their naming system would actually work, so I can come up with something that would be suitable for him, that fits within his people's language. And that way I can also create a playbook for other people who wish to play Tamora in the future, even if it's just for like a short time, you know, like a one-time character that swings by, or, you know, comes to whatever LARP I might create. They can play Tamora if they want. And then they'll have like their own language system, writing, uh, national colors, so to speak, which are actually very similar to Dendronia, simply by coincidence. So like the turquoise, teal, and gold. And the red accents are a result of other things. Backstory names too, yep. Because right now when Nameless talks about his people, he's just translating literally, right? So that's why you get words like demon or demora or incubus. He's just using the words that best fit. So, like, his name translated could be something like seashells or something, you know. But he would rather say his name in his own language rather than translating directly. And he could even use the term nameless in his own language and just use that as his name from now on. But his name would still be Nameless. Because he's grown fond of it. And like last year someone said, in a way, that's become your name, so maybe the curse is lifted and you don't even realize it. And that is possibly true as well, because magic works differently in Mythodea. But it's fantastic because when Nameless introduces himself and people are like, oh, I can't remember your name, and he's like, don't worry, I can't either. And then it clicks and I'm like, oh yeah, you're the one who doesn't have a name. And it's actually really funny. And then there's Rain, who actually plays it up every time she sees him. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. I just can't remember. And she plays it up better than I do. And I love it. It works so well. And I can't remember anyone else's name either, so I just have an excuse. It's like, well, maybe I can't remember anybody else's name very well. Because I can't remember my own. It just works for me, I think. And the Frivolita card thing could be like, it could happen next year, it could happen a long time from now, it could never happen. But I think it would be neat if it did. The Frivolita pin, on the other hand, will be great. Success. Hello. 16 months. The longest.
Sione has been here 16 months.
Thank you. I see you've got the Puma's little dragon icon. It's so cute. It's so cute. A little squadry dragon. There was a place they were selling stuffed animals and they all had chainmail armor, but they didn't have a squirrel, and I was so sad. They did have a crow, but I couldn't afford it. I wanted to get it. The Dwagon loaf, yes. It's so cute. Let's give a little bit of a scene change here. We'll go back to, maybe not Buship, but I got so many windows open. Holy crap. Not that one. Did I close it? I think I might have closed it by accident. There's Bale having his experience. I think this is just the funniest picture. Bale biting off more than he could chew. Gotta be successful. Make all the months for trip. Yeah. I don't know. I really, really just wanted to get back to streaming, whether I make money or not. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy just like vibing with people. I love this picture of Bale. He's having an experience, that's for sure. I want to join the battles someday. I didn't get to make my cool, like, foam claws, and I definitely wouldn't have had the mobility this year, but... regarding the biting off more than they could chew, yeah, really. Bale's pretty good. He's a good man. And he seems to know everyone and has lived everywhere, too. Let's close some of these, because I've got way too many things open. Ah, this is the one I was looking for. It's the 3 Fae. Our Fae contingent grows. There's so many, so many Fae. Yeah, I think at this point our camp is like half Fae. And Fae are like generally kind of not welcomed. There's a lot of people who are Fae racist in Mythodea. And it's just like half our camp are Fae. And everything else too. There are actually surprisingly few humans in Dendronia. And Nameless is just like, this person looks like a human, but they're also probably a dragon or something. He's just like, I don't even know. And this year's smut reading was also pure gold. There was no meow potion this year, but oh my god. Sorry, I have to yawn. It was much spicier than last year. Let's just say that somebody got some head and there was some shackles involved and assassination gone wrong, and it was spicy. And then of course Kit and Maddie doing the thing that they do when they do the smut reading. Not only was the meow potion funny, but they're acting it out in the background was also hilarious. And god, I wish we had filmed it, because that would be YouTube gold. That one. It's like Kit was holding this electric candle, and it's like his eyes glittered in the darkness, and then Kit grabbed the candle and just like wave it all over his face while shaking his head, and he was doing like this really terrible Irish accent, and every time he would lose his accent, somebody in the crowd would be like, "More leprechaun!" and he'd be like, "Hi-ti-ti-ti-ti-ti-ta." And then he gets straight back in character. Oh, I just about died. It was just as good as last year, even without the meow potion. Now I've got to get my hands on these scripts because they are so good. And there's this lady running around, and she called herself the Smut Witch, and she has some absolutely gorgeous art. Some people prefer them to the Frivolita art. Which I can understand why. I got a gold foiled print of the Black Prince. Kinda saucy and mostly naked. And I'm gonna bring it back with me next year and ask him to sign it. I didn't get to do that this year because I was in so much pain. But next year I'm gonna get him to sign it. Deem gave me a skull with glowing eyes to show the smut reading to. I don't know if there was a camera somehow hidden there, an audio recorder, and oh, that is one thing. Like if I was playing Kieran, the character that I used to win the first level up LARP round 3 contest with the hat that I made. Kieran has like a little sprite kind of pet that's a shadow beast, because he's a light mage, so he can't use any shadow magic unless he like really exerts himself and like inverts the light magic. But he has a little shadow pet given to him by another shadow mage. It's called an Ood. And I want to have it like mounted on his shoulder, and it has a little camera hidden inside of it, and just have it strapped to my shoulder and record events. Could have a Havarti in my pocket. Oh my god. Just this is my pet lumpfish. Just sits between my horns or something. It's a head cam. I have finished my drink. I might make another drink. It might not be a bad idea to have a little Havarti cam. It's like everybody else is hiding their phones in their pockets, and I'm just like, I have a DSLR and a fish. There was the tournament that happened, which was a tournament for smut and glory. The prizes were a bunch of smut cards. Dendronia has a problem. We have a serious problem. We are all addicted to smut. We need so much of it. We basically thrive off of it. The smut reading, and then there's the For Smut and Glory tournament. And they had a fish fight, so they had these big stuffed fish, and they had to beat each other with the fish. That was hilarious. Yes, there's lots of smut in Dendronia. Amara and I are both after large quantities of smut, and Lean as well. And then there's that kid with the Oni mask who I taught how to paint. He was also after smut. Yeah. Yeah, we have a problem. And then I've got the smut wine. I think I was the only one who went and bought some of that. I don't think anybody else at Dendronia bought the smut wine. But I'm glad the guy came by, because I happened to be in camp and I learned about it. And then I got the card for the wife afterwards. And by the time I went back across the street to where they were selling the smut wine, they had stopped. They had run out and they had closed shop, so I couldn't get her to sign her card. But I do have her signature on the wine bottle. And I call it smut wine, but it's mead. It's mead. And I'll be sharing that with my dad for his birthday. And then at some point, some 10 hotel people came to our camp convinced we were the origin of all the smutic conquest. Oh my god! I do not mind this. I mean, after all, I am drawing a succubus for a commission. So, my art's only getting better. Maybe by next year I'll have to make my own, Demora smut collection. Maybe I could make some good coin that way. I know that, Dr. France, he actually paid the Smut Witch, like, 55 euros for her whole collection of cards that she was selling. So, I got her, her Oberon and her Black Prince. So she had, a set. So she had, she had Oberon and Titania and, 2 Argonians. So the lusty Argonian maid. And there was another 2 sets, I think. Or another 1 set. Pairing. And these aren't characters that exist in the game, they're just the set that she was selling that year. And then there was the Black Prince, which someone had given me a gold coin earlier because they brought a whole bunch of gold coins thinking that they were worth a lot. And it turns out that gold coins are basically useless. People only trade in copper and sometimes very rarely will do things in silver. So she just gave us gold coins, and because I had that gold coin, I was able to get the Black Prince. So I'm gonna bring the card back next year and get him to sign it, and it's like an like 8x6 print or something. A little bit bigger than that. I think it might be an 8x10. And it's got like a gold embossing on it. So it's really neat. I'll post a picture in the Discord later. I'll post all of my smut in the Discord later. My smut haul. And you guys can see it all there. I can't share it on Twitch because some of it is not Twitch appropriate. There's a whole game about fake/forged Frivolita cards. Yeah, the ones from the tavern. Hold on. I will be right back. I need a quick break. I'm going to refill my water and use the bathroom. So, everybody get up and stretch. So I've already gone for a nap in the shade. The boots worked out fantastically. They were so comfortable. I'm glad I went through the effort of finding the right ones. More meeting time? Oh, I might not be on by the time you get back, Necromancer. My thighs are in so much pain, and I've got lots of cleaning to do. But, I don't know. Perhaps. We'll find out. No, I don't mean the ones from the ceiling poster. There's an explanation on Frivolita discard. Oh, it's way better than anything I've put here to explain it. I'll look that up later. I don't think I'm in the Frivolita Discord. I might be, but I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm shaking up a new drink. I got peach flavor. The electrolytes, the element worked out very well for me. When Etros was sick, I gave him one pack, but he fell asleep on it. He fell asleep on it, and all the electrolytes inside melted into a big wad. So I just made that the next morning for myself. It was like, you know what? I've had lots of alcohol, and I need to replace my electrolytes. Fantasy! Bye! You got cat therapy? Oh, yeah. I've got my airplane chocolate. They give me Lindt chocolate. Oh, it's this fucking song again. Where's my music controller? Away with thee! We'll find that song eventually. Get rid of it from my list. Well, one day. Welcome back, Fantasies. Good to see you again. Good to hear from you. It was fun to chat with you in the hotel room on the Discord. That was hilarious. Yeah, I should check if I'm on the Free Valuta Discord. But I don't know. This one's content creators. This one's friends. Not in that folder. No, I don't think I'm on the Free Valuta Discord. I am not. This is a crime that needs to be remedied. Oh, thanks for the invite, Red. Thank you for the invite, Red. Oh, exhausted? Exhausted. I don't think exhausted is even the word for how tired we were. Thank you for the invite, Ren. It would have taken me a while to find it otherwise. I will definitely read up on the fake Free Valuta thing and learn more about it. Because that sounds interesting too. It was I had a fantastic time. It's definitely a place I belong, and I'm gonna carve out my own place there with like my sigils and my wax seal kind of things with my own magic. I need to find a way to make them UV reactive so they actually fall into the rules of Mythodea that magical items are UV reactive. Oh, I don't sleep on the plane. Sus. I can't, for some reason. I cannot sleep on the plane. But I got very good at Sudoku. I got really good at Sudoku. But the thing is, like, their Sudoku game on the plane doesn't tell you when you've completed the puzzle. Every time I completed one, I, like, triple and quintuple checked it. And I'm like, yeah, this is correct. It still doesn't tell you that you won. Yeah, I just need like a UV reactive like clear paint I can put on them. Because I want to also color them with like gold and silver for the special stuff. For the really, really special ones. And I want to make some larger seals, maybe for our military, larger protection seals. Kind of like the Warhammer ones, actually. Light dusting of UV reactive powder on the stamp might help make the recesses of the seal glow. Then paint the high spots, as you already did. Yeah. Well, I usually paint the high spots afterwards. So I use a Sharpie marker to paint the high spots. Getting a tattoo of a paw print? Nice. I don't think I'll ever get any tattoos. Like, they're neat, but I don't think I'd ever get any. There, that's my little chocolate done that I saved from yesterday. I gotta find that bag of shells that Arias gave me. Because it had, like, the really nice ones in it. Well, it's a bit frustrating that it seems to have disappeared on me. It was in my luggage. And I don't know why I did not find it when I emptied my luggage. I have a glow-in-the-dark nail polish that's fairly clear. Tesla's toe beans. People just wouldn't even recognize those as toe beans. His paw print is like weird and manky. The peach after the chocolate. Actually, I don't put the lid on this. But yes, my Frivolita collection, it grows. And I have the invitation from last year to be able to get into the Frivolita quest. I thought I had met the man on the card with the guy wearing the green with his butt sticking out that I and Arias' mom like so much. But apparently I met his friend, whose name, in character, I kid you not, is I Bang You. And I can't remember his friend's name, but he's the leader of the Wulong. And, yeah. He's a all of them have names kind of along the names of I Bang You. And I was very excited. I was disappointed to find out that I did not in fact have the right man or his card. And he's like, oh, I'll show you what your card looks like. And he motions to this like fucking 10-year-old boy who's standing next to me. The kid pulls out his book of Frivolita cards. Like, this kid, he's got cards with titties on them, and he's like, he's prepubescent. What is this place? I was shocked. Germany is a really different place, man. But apparently I have one rather rare card. And when the cards have, like, a background stamp on them that goes, like, outside of the Frivolita frame. It's just, like, a black design, and this has got, like, palm leaves on it. Apparently, those are fairly rare cards. So I have at least one of those now, and it's got 2 people on it. It's the Ace of Diamonds. If Max gets some of them, he'll give them to you. Awesome. If I have copper, I will give you copper for them. But I want to make copper next year by selling my sigils. But yes, I'm getting closer to getting my Frivolita pin. There was a Frivolita pin that you can buy from a store called McConus, who also own the slushy shop called McOn Ice. It's a good name. Play on words. So, and I learned that there are 3 cards of Wulong characters. So, if I can find the 3 Wulong cards, that would be neat. And there are cards with different border colors, which makes them more rare than others. So red is like the common, and then there's blue and black, and I only have red ones. But I do have a red one with an extended border picture, which is rarer. So my goal next year is to get as many Frivolita cards as physically possible. The kid with the Oni mask, he got so many love letters, which are the card packs. I think he got like 6 or 7 of them over the course of his travels. And he got like the new cards that are coming out, which aren't Frivolita, they're something else. And then there's the smut, which I think I think Conquest is just becoming the smut LARP. And which is perfect for an incubus, I have to admit. As an incubus, I approve. As someone who might be ace, I'm just like, okay. I don't think I'm entirely ace, but I'm definitely close. Definitely close. And I think it's just because I'm shy about who I am. and I don't have much experience. Definitely the person who's ever touched me the most now is Gregorius. But he's a masseur. It's his job. I might go to him for a full body massage next year because he's just so good at what he does. And I know there were, I think Ezra, who plays Taz, they also contracted him out to show up at the Zuba, which is the baths, and I want to try that next year as well. So if like Etros is around, I will gladly go to Zuba with you next year. So I want to save up a little extra for that. So I might ask people like Maddie and them if they know how much it costs, so I can save for that. Quit your cola drinking cold turkey. Good luck with that. It's difficult, especially since, you know, sugar activates the same centers as the brain as cocaine. It's hard, but it's doable, and I believe in you. And walk every day if you can. I should probably go for a walk. It's probably like 80,000 degrees outside, but I do have the walking pad, so I think I might do that. Have a little bit of a walk, because I need to loosen up my thighs, because, good God, I'm sitting at my desk. I'm gonna stretch my legs, Neff. Everybody, unshrimp thine spines, stretch your thighs. Ow! And get hit in the face with soda cans. Yeah, I can't, I'm sitting here at my desk, and it hurts to bend my knees to put my feet, like, normally on the floor, because my thighs are so stiff and tight from all of the walking and the crouching and the standing and the getting up and down off the ground and the benches that, like, they just don't want to move. The muscles straight up don't want to move. It's I don't even know, man. It hurts. And it's specifically around the knees too. Like, the upper parts of the thighs are fine, but it's just right above the knees. They're so stiff. You could probably break bricks over my thighs right now. Have you ever tried barefoot shoes? Fantasy? Like I got a pair of Tabby, and when I went back to normal sneakers, I started having back, ankle, knee, and foot problems again. I need to lose enough weight to be able to put my Tabby on properly, because they don't make them for people with really wide legs. They fit my feet perfectly, but they don't fit my ankles. Yeah, I'm flat-footed too. I have fallen arches. Barefoot shoes. You can get barefoot shoes that look like regular running shoes now. And, like, they're some of the best footwear I've ever worn. All of my back pain went away. My knee pain, hip pain. I was able to stand for longer periods of time. That's the only downside to the boots that I bought, is they have a slight heel on them. That is the only downside to them. And I find that that is what probably made my thighs above my knees hurt so much, is that because I'm not used to wearing shoes with that kind of heel in them anymore. But once those boots broke in, like the ankles softened up and they weren't like choking off my my circulation in my feet anymore and pinching me to the point where it was like cutting me, they're so comfortable. They're a little bit difficult for me to put on, but that's because I have trouble like bending down and reaching down and grabbing a little loop to pull them on properly. clue for it. I'm gonna call them hobbit shoes. Yeah, really. I'll just call them halfling shoes. You don't need to call them hobbit shoes. But yeah, you can get normal sneakers that are to qualify as barefoot sneakers. And it's just a very thin sole. And they look like regular shoes, but they have the same effect as barefoot shoes. And Etros actually bought some shoes at Conquest because his boots, the sole fell off his boots. He'd gotten them at a thrift store and the sole had cracked like the day before he left for Conquest. And then eventually the sole eventually ripped off his shoes, so he bought some shoes. Which is why I shared my food with him, because then he hadn't expected to buy shoes. Shoes are expensive. So once he broke them in, he said they're the most comfortable shoes he's probably ever had. Except for on modern, flat surface materials. You know, like asphalt and brick and stuff. But they're great on, uneven ground because, well, it's the closest you'll get to a barefoot shoe. It's literally just a leather sole in between you and the ground. It's literally just a barefoot shoe. And I think he said once he broke them in, which took a day because of how much walking he was doing, that they were really, really very comfortable and very nice shoes. Except when it rained and the ground got slippery because they have literally zero grip. They're just smooth leather on the bottom. So he needs to get some nails put in the bottom for grip. Conk is so tired. I'm sorry, Conk. Fandabby made some. They're pretty bad for what he tried using them for, though. Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw his video. You need to, if you want them to have any grip, you've got to put some sort of nails on the bottom of them, or find a way to put a tread on them. But you can also make barefoot shoes with rubber soles that have grip. Like my Tabby, they have grip on them. They're really nice, except for the fact that grass gets stuck in between the toes. Yeah, hobnail shoes. That command doesn't work anymore, by the way. I disabled that command. You have to pay star shells, but Havarti seems to be on strike right now. Either that, he's still on vacation. But yes, we haven't had Conk's meta in a while. Yeah, you actually have to pay star shells like you're supposed to. At least I made it cheaper. Because Havarti only works, 1/4 of the time. Hobnail sandals are incredibly common among Roman legionnaires, considering how much they had to march. Couldn't have been too bad. You don't have to worry about the meta, Conk. It's, you guys weren't expecting me back until, Thursday. I just really wanted to be back streaming because I missed it. And I took that extra week off, so I figured getting back into it right away, let's get back into regularly scheduled programming. Fantasy! You have booped my snoot! It is the boop snoot! Like the droop snoot. But it is the snoot that gets booped. The boop snoot. I have missed saying that. And I have missed you all. Welcome back, Necromancer! You made it back! It is so good to be back with everybody, just rambling. I'm too tired to art today, that is for sure. There was no way I was doing any drawing today. Though I was commissioned at the game to do a saucy picture of one of the characters named Vadden. I don't know who is going to receive this picture, but it is signed by Nameless. So there's only 2 drawings done by Nameless existent in the world. Necromancers can be perfectly alive. It's their subjects that usually aren't. Vicious snoot boopery. There's nothing vicious about snoot boops. Snoot boops are friendly. Let's see, I got something else. I found one of Ark's wanted posters from last year on the ground. It was starting to blow away. And somebody defaced it, and it is the most beautiful defacement. I'll have to flatten it at some point. But let's see if I can take a quick picture of that. And I'll bring it up onto my Discord. Here's mine. A little private space. Not all necromancers are liches. Yes, Ark did get turned into a fae. We should have Arias come into a call and tell her story too. And that would be cute. I'll maybe if she's available tomorrow or something, we can have her call in. And I'll set her up with a stream avatar kind of thing, so she can sit next to me like Havarti. Whenever she talks, she'll like light up and bounce a little bit. We'll see what we can do. What was I doing? All right. This to go here. Take a little screenshot, clip out the keyboard, create new from clipboard. So I grabbed one of Ark's wanted posters from this year too, and it was the best defacement. A wanted penis, the fish dick. So I have that. It's just fun. It will go with my other defaced Ark wanted poster. Actually, I think the one I have isn't defaced. So I have one that's not defaced from last year and one that is defaced from this year. And I want to get myself a brush pen. I need to get myself a brush pen and make it look all fancy for next year, so that Nameless can run around and deface Ark's posters. Because Ark threatened to shoot him. So, since Ark threatened to shoot him, Nameless is going to deface all of his posters. The penis criminal. Yep. Wanted penis. I mean, Nameless wants penis. Let the slaughter commence. Yes, absolutely. If you're going to Conquest next year, start walking, start losing weight, and start working on your gear. And remember, the night time gets cold. I did warn people that it was cold at night, and people didn't listen, apparently. Oh, believe me, if Ark gets on Nameless's bad side, it will be bad. Nobody has gotten on his bad side yet, but his bad side is very difficult to bring out. Because the last time someone brought out his bad side, he threw them in the lava and shoved a branch down their throat to shove them further into the lava faster. So you don't get on Nameless's bad side, because he will find a way to destroy you. But Dendronia is his home, so he doesn't want to, like, you know, rock the boat, so to speak. But he will participate in the fun of defacing Ark's posters, and also Arias has said that if Nameless defaces any posters, she'll pay him. So I'm gonna find a way to discreetly keep my phone on me next year as well, and take pictures of any posters that I deface. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, this one was just like blowing around on the ground, so I decided to pick it up, since it was just gonna get trampled and destroyed anyways, or thrown in the trash, so I just brought it home with me. Ah! Today's meta entry is Carnotaurus sastre. Carnotaurus sastre. Okay, we should look this up. Everybody, we return to our usual programming. Carnotaurus sastre is a genus of theropod dinosaur that lived in South America during the late Cretaceous period, probably sometime between 72 and 69 million years ago. That's a good start to the entry. Oh, it's this one! Well, we'll copy this image. This is a cool dinosaur. Look at his tiny arms! That was me on the airplane on the way there. I was also in the middle aisle, but the middle aisle was one of those ones that's like 4 or 5 seats, because it was like the ultra, like, super cheap economy class. Yeah, he's a classic beastie, but like, when I was eating, because I can't put the tray down because my thighs are too big, so I had like the blanket and the pillow that they gave you piled on top of my lap with a couple of other things, and the tray was sitting on top, and I was eating with my arms like pulled up to my chest, folded, and I was eating like a T-Rex, and that was kind of like what my arms felt like for that meal. So, yeah, that was that. So that was basically my arms. This is very apt for the return of the meta this week. Perfect return. Good job, Conk. Conk is secretly spying on me. They know that I was the tiny-armed dinosaur on the plane, trying to eat a very spicy dish. They're like, oh, one of the dishes we have on the plane today is like an Alfredo. And I was like, okay, that sounds good. And the other one is like Kung Pao chicken. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds spicy. And then they get to me and they're like, yeah, today's choices are Kung Pao chicken or curry. And I was like, which one's spicy? And they're like, they're both spicy. And I'm like, which one's the least spicy? And they're like, we don't know. And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, curry's usually really spicy. And I was like, what kind of curry is it? And they say something that's not butter chicken. So I'm like, well, clearly this is going to be very spicy. And I was correct. The curry was definitely more spicy than the Kung Pao chicken. But the Kung Pao chicken was also very spicy. And so I'm sitting there eating. I'm like, typically they're around 7.5 meters or 25 feet long, 2.7 meters or 9 feet tall, and weighed 1730 kilograms or 620 pounds. Ah, that's a pretty good beastie. Party parrot, do, party parrot. Why is my tracking? My tracking is... My tracking's not doing that. I'll have to... Party parrot! There. Whoa, made myself dizzy. Okay. I'm planning to spawn. Oh no. Keep in mind, I don't have a lot of room in my luggage. People gave me flat things and seashells in bags, and I don't even know where one bag of seashells went, and I'm very frustrated by this. I probably took it out and set it down like on my desk or something. I have to get a powder to repowder my latex ears. I might have to order a second set of ears as well to replace these because they're starting to reach the end of their lifespan. Also, likely had limited binocular vision. Ooh. I do like those clouds in the background. They're very nice. I took lots of video of the plane and lots of photos from the plane of clouds. So that was nice. I didn't get many pictures of the event because we're not allowed to have phones out, and my phone battery is like 6 years old at this point, or more. I think it's closer to 7, so it's starting to go. I will have to replace my phone soon. Maybe in the next year or two. I will absolutely have to replace it because apps will stop working, which is infuriating. But at least I will have another phone for filming things. So I'll have multiple angles. Sai is giving me the phone that I'm using for tracking right now, which is really, really very kind of her because it's an iPhone. It's an older iPhone, but it works beautifully for tracking, so I can keep my tracking going. But yeah, those are the stories of conquest, and I think that's probably it for today. I might end here because it's been 3 hours and I still have a lot to clean up. I'm in the middle of doing laundry and I am in a lot of pain, so I think I might take some more Tylenol arthritis and sleep a little bit longer because I also woke up at like 6 in the morning. So how about we find someone to raid? Maybe Evan is on already? But I really, really missed you guys, and I'm glad to be back. Currently banging out the meta, and boy, do we have some good ones coming up. Yeah! I'm so glad to be back with you guys. I missed you so much. Alright, who have we got? Is Evan on yet? Although, does Evan stream on... I was gonna say Mondays, but it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. Or he's probably having his, what do you call it? His usual appointments on Tuesdays, doesn't he? So how about we raid Tubular Troll? To issues with the pup. Ah, okay. I hope the pupper's alright. So do we want Tubular Troll or Moko Maid? How much energy do you guys want? Both of these guys are really good. Although I did say Tubular Troll first, and they are a friend of Zio. And Zio friends are always good. Moko Maid are always really good people too. They're becoming friends as well. So... and they sometimes show up to like warm up for their stream, which is really nice. And I just want to let them know I'm back too. We're going to troll. Okay. We're going to raid Tubular Troll. Everybody, thanks for coming and listening to me ramble about like my favorite thing in the whole world next to Grandmaster Demonic Cultivation. And I missed you all so very, very much, and I'm glad to be back. I am so full of energy right now. My family wants to call me too. They like keep trying to call me, and I keep missing the call because I'm in the middle of streaming. So I will see you tomorrow. And you all go say hi to Troll. Make sure you follow them if you're not followed already. Alright? Thank you. Thank you all for sticking around waiting for me to come back. I love you. Bye-bye.